Hello everyone. In this video we will look at the comparison operators that are available to us in Python. Now, what exactly are comparison operators? Comparison operators, as the name suggests, are operators that allow you to compare two or more elements, or let's say two or more variables at the same time. And by comparison, let's say if I have to give a very simple example, let's say I have two numbers. Let's say it is 5 and 8, and I've saved these two numbers in variables a and b. So now if I have to compare a with b, and let's say I want to check whether a is greater than b, then when manually see we see these two numbers, and we would either say it is either true or false depending on the value. So this is just one of the examples. Now let's look at the all the possible comparison operators that we have in Python in our Jupyter notebook. So I'll jump into my Jupyter notebook. Okay. So like I mentioned, let's take these two variables. A is equal to 5 and let's say B is equal to 8. So I have these two variables with me. So the first operator that we would see is if we want to check if A is greater than B. So like how we do in mathematics, we can use the exact same symbols. So I can say A greater than B. And if I run this cell, I will see that the output is false. That is 5 is not greater than 8. That is the reason we have false. But if I had simply switched this order, say B greater than A, then I would get the value as true because 8 is greater than 5. Similarly, the next operator that we have is the less than operator. That is the exact opposite. So if we say 5 less than 8, that is A less than B. Here we'll get the answer as true. Similarly, you can take any other numbers. So let's say if I write here 300 less than 1000, still get the answer as true. Now, the next operator that we have is if we want to compare two things and if we have to check whether both of them are equal to each other. So we know if we write A is equal to 5, then we are assigning the value of 5 to this variable A. That is, if I run this, now if I call on A, I'll have the value 5 inside it. But what happens if I want to check whether if A is equal to B? So to do that, what we exactly have to do here is instead of giving a single equal to sign, you have to mention twice. So A double equals B. By doing this, what we're telling Python is to take the value of A and the value of B and compare whether value of A is equal to B. And depending on what the condition is, it will either throw us false or true. So if I have say A double equals 5, we know the value of A is 5 and we are asking Python is A equal to 5. So I have mentioned here double equal sign. If we run this, we'll get the value of true. Okay. So if we have double equals, there should be something that would permit us to check if something is not equal to some other variable. So in our case, if I have to check if A is not equal to B. To do that, what we have to mention is instead of double equal sign, the first thing that we have to write is the exclamation mark and the equal to sign. So this means this particular symbol means not equal to. Okay, so A not equal to B. So we already know the values of A and B, that is 5 and 8. So if we run this thing, we should get the answer as true. And we get the exact same thing. The 5 is not equal to 8. Similarly, if I write the exact same thing and say A is not equal to, let's say I put the number 5 here. Now this should throw us the value as false because A is equal to 5. The last two operators that we have are the greater than and the less than equal to some value. Okay, so if I say B greater than or equal to A, that is we are saying in Python to check whether the value 8 is greater than or equal to 5. Since we know is 8 is greater than 5, we should be getting the answer as true. Similarly, if we say A is less than or equal to B, is exactly the same condition. All I did was I had switched the order. That is, we are asking Python now whether 5 is less than or equal to 8. So here also we should get the answer as true. So these are all the possible comparison operators that we have. Here we have taken the example of the numbers and we have used the comparison operators. But most of the time what would happen is you would use comparison operators to probably sometimes check conditions. There in the code, it will make our life a lot more easier when we are trying to compare conditions. So in such cases, the comparison operators are most widely used in Python. Okay, so these are the operators that we have in the comparison operator modules of Python. This is what I had for you in this video. Thank you.